Hey, everyone. Welcome back. It's a new year. It's a new you.
Good to be with you, Eric.
It is good to be with you. I'm a new me, right? Have I changed?
Every day.
January. Every day I change.
Day.
That's
just
scary.
better and better, my friend.
Thank you.
We're starting a new season of the In Between podcast.
Yeah.
Doing it a little bit differently this season. So we will be moving to every other week, dropping an episode on Sundays. We are both now audio and on video. So you can connect with the In Between now, both wherever you get your podcast from, or watch on YouTube, which is kind of fun. So when we have folks come in over the internet, you'll be able to see them as well. And when we've got folks live, they'll be here with us in this space. So
that'd be great.
Listen, watch. So every other week. And we've got some fun guests coming up. Before we do that, though, I do want to mention that we have sort of another medium that we've been exploring since the start of the new year called Be Still. That's actually a daily podcast. Actually, it's Monday through Friday.
And Saturday.
Saturday, there's something called the Examine, which is not an exam. It's actually a podcast where we're doing some reflective scripture reading, some times of prayerfulness, getting a little quiet. And then on Saturdays, the Examine really is a time for you to reflect back on your week and process where is it that the Lord was present to you, and how is it that you're looking forward to the next week. So Be Still is a podcast that's dropping every morning.
Yeah. And if you don't have sort of a regular engagement right now with prayer or with scripture reading, and you say like, man, I kind of just want to start somewhere, it is a great way to start because it's short. It's like 10 minutes a day. You can listen in your car as you're going to work, or as you wake up in the morning, you can click it on. It'll be there even when you go to bed at night. So it's just a nice way. We want to help you develop some rhythms. And this is a great way to start some of those rhythms if you feel like you need a really simple one. So.
That's right. And there's always a nice bit of Vineyard worship music to sort of end the time as well.
Good.
Maybe switching back to what we're going to be doing on this space, the in-between space, we've got some great guests coming up. So conversations with a couple of Old Testament theologians at the front end.
Yeah. Super
fun talking to Dr. David Lamb about the emotional life of God, talking about how we see all these feelings in Scripture. How do we understand and interpret that?
That's
Who
right.
else?
We also have Dr. Richard Middleton,
That's right.
who's also an Old Testament scholar, who's going to be talking about light topics like epistemology. How do we know what truth is? The eschaton, all kinds of big theological topics. We will bring it down and put the cookies on the bottom shelf on these conversations.
Cookies?
So,
are there cookies?
there are lots of cookies.
Awesome.
We're also later in the year going to get into all kinds of other topics. We'll get into leadership and family issues, relationships.
I'm very excited about the tech. We're going to talk a little bit about what does it mean to be a discerning Christian in a world where there are things like Chat GPT. So we'll be talking to somebody who actually works in the field of AI and is thinking theologically about some of these technological questions and implications thereof. Like, should you write your art history paper using Chat GPT? No.
Yeah.
You should not.
Don't do that.
But we'll talk a little bit more about why.
And
hope
technology
to have,
and
in general,
some of the challenges.
Cryptocurrency. How is it that Christians, as you think about good stewardship, like how is it that we think about all of these speculative currencies, all this stuff that is really hard to understand and sort of hard to figure out? How do we discern what it means to be a kingdom person as we're navigating these words didn't exist 10 years ago, didn't feel like so.
And then it'll
really
be fun too, because we're going to have some friends on later this year.
Absolutely.
Like I'm going to have on Kendrick Lamar.
He's been mentoring you, which is so cool.
It's been great. You're going to have Beyonce.
Mostly his word to you is just, sit down, Eric.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Yeah.
Just over and over again. I just never gets old. I've got Beyonce. I'm texting her. I think she's going to come.
Okay, good. And then we're talking to some other, some world leaders.
Michelle
Obama.
Yep.
Well, she's not confirmed yet, but she's thinking about it.
I think she's in.
Yeah, that's
it's
great.
Good. Rich Nathan.
Rich,
I would say he's a shoo-in. Everyone else is like, maybe not, but probably. But
don't be disappointed.
Probably not. But Rich for sure.
Yeah, he'll definitely be back.
Anybody else you want to throw out there?
Yeah, just be surprised.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Part of the reason that we're doing this is because being a intellectually robust, missional kind of culturally aware follower of Jesus takes some effort. And it takes some thoughtfulness, and it takes all of us together having conversations that are really meaningful as we try to figure out how to hold tensions, as we like to say, live in this in-between space.
That's right.
So we want to have broad conversations, engage with you. So if you've got things on your mind that you would really find helpful to have in the space, you can always email us at podcast@vineyardcolumbus.org. And
yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
And some of you had actually someone just made a suggestion, and we just did a conversation that you'll be hearing in the next couple of weeks. Boom.
High five. I think on that note, you've been introduced to this season of the In Between podcast. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
See you later.